Everybody? Yes, Manoj able to hear me. Swati able to hear me. Krishna Mohan, yes sir. How are you? Okay, Rahul able to hear me. Agastya able to hear me. Disa able to hear me. Yes, I can consider it like as though everybody are able to hear me. That's perfect. Let me present a presentation over here so you guys get more idea about it. Is everyone able to hear my, like see my presentation? Type yes.
Sir.
Okay, let's consider with the entrepreneurship development session. See, first of all, like finding the best career is most important task for every one of us. Like career finding, that is also the job for us. A job that we cannot consider as an easy task. That is the important task for every one of us. So what I have done, like I have done many things in my life. I could fail in many things, but as of now, like I'm working with the TGHR Solution Private Limited. We are the among the 3 recruitment companies in India who provides international resources for the Indian entrepreneur only. Like we are considering Atmanirbhar India, and we are promoting that in across the globe as well, right? So you can search me about me. You can search on the Google as well, and then like I have recognized by this type of good institution and the organization as well. Now let's consider with this session that how exactly it's gonna work. First, why do we work hard? Why do we work hard? So think about it. We work hard for money, money that we need for our survival. The food. There are certain people. I can consider that the poor people who are working from morning 7 to night 10 just because of the food. There are some people are living for the love as well, and they just need love in life. There are some I can consider like Olympic players. They are working harder. Athlete work for 15 years for 15 seconds performance. They are working just because of the appreciation, respect, and proud. So ultimately we work hard for this 5 type of things. The first, money. Second, food. Third, love. Fourth, appreciation. And five, that is the respect. Ultimately we work hard for to get success, to get happiness, and to get peace. So this is actually necessary that we need to understand the hard work. So what is the hard work actually? Many of them are doing hard work, but they are successful, happy, or respectful, or peaceful. Just consider एक रिक्शे वाला. एक रिक्शे वाला मॉर्निंग में से निकल के जाता है और रिक्शा चलाता है पूरे, मतलब पूरे दिन तक रिक्शा चलाता है, और शाम को बहुत ही ज्यादा मेहनत करने के बाद घर पे आता है. सो एट दैट टाइम वी कंसीडर इट एज लाइक एक रिक्शे वाला हम सक्सेसफुल नहीं गिनेंगे. बट लेट्स कंसीडर द सेम सिनेरियो विथ दिस गाइस. So Hari Menon, like a big basket ke owner. So he is something like a successful person. What he had done, like winners don't do different things; they do things differently. So this is actually important to understand for us that winners do things differently. They are not doing something that already the market is doing. They are doing the same thing with different perspectives. So what Big Basket have done, बस बिग बास्केट हैव डन लाइक साग भाजी कोई भी बेच सकता है. यहाँ पे वेजिटेबल्स कोई भी बेच रहा था, लेकिन उन्होंने क्या किया कि वेजिटेबल को घर घर पे पहुंचाना चालू कर दिया विद द ग्रोसरी शॉप्स, राइट. देन ओयो खुद की कोई भी प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है आज, मतलब तो भी आज इतना बड़ा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बन गया है, एमएनसी कंपनीज बन गई है. देन निर्मा. सो हम सोच सकते हैं कि कोई डिटर्जेंट बेच के भी इतना बड़ा आदमी बन सकता है. यस, बन सकता है. तो यहाँ पे उनके एग्जाम्पल है. So we found the problems in the market, that what are the actual problems are going on in the market. And we found that like as of now, as considering myself, I found that people are not getting the job on time. And companies, corporates are not getting the employer or the talent that they need. So we provide that type of talent that company need, and we serve our services for the better quality service. Right. And accordingly, what we need to do by understanding this two slide, what we need to do first, this is the hard work. What we need to do, we need to do smart work. So what is smart work actually? So that is right direction with right method. So हम लोगों को जो भी काम करना है वो सही तरीके से करना है और सही ढंग से सही दिशा में करना है. So this is actually important for us to understand that if we want to develop our entrepreneurship, we need to be in right direction with right method, right? Then I found many hurdles with the ongoing situation and with the entrepreneurs. So most of the startup owner and entrepreneurs first below mentioned problems like that. So investment and finance, that is the first problem. Like most of the startup are facing that issue only. That is investment and finance. Second, field knowledge. Many of the startup or fresher or students or entrepreneurs don't have field knowledge, like in that field they would to go ahead. Then about problem solving, managerial and people skill. And the fourth, that is the vision, a long term vision which can considering that themselves, that we want to lend ourselves at that this level. So accordingly, like Apple, so Apple का अपना खुद का एक vision था कि they want to build a product, the earth best quality product. So Apple ने ये कब सोचा होगा, जब at the early stage of them company, that we want to build a product which can be the most quality product in the earth. Accordingly, Facebook का ऐसा विजन था कि उनको पूरे वर्ल्ड को कनेक्ट करना है. So that is the vision, like we are missing with that vision as of now. So that is actually important for us. But these are the things that startup owner or student or fresher don't have. But what they have the willpower. They have a very good willpower that they want to considering themselves for a longer time. But better truth is that the willpower is aligned with wrong mindset. And what is that wrong mindset? That I want to earn more money. So that is actually a wrong mindset at where we need to work. That we are not just working for the money only. We are working for a reputation. We are working for a better services. We are working for a nation. So that is actually the ethics are actually important at this point. Like तालीम नहीं दी जाती परिंदों को उड़ने की, वो तो खुद में खुद नाप लेते हैं ऊंचाई आसमानों की. So ultimately the thing is that like we need to work for our society, we need to work for our own self, for our family. So that is actually necessary. Remember one thing, like every expert was once a beginner. So accordingly, like we have the willpower. Just think that a boxer in the ring, एक boxer ring में fight कर रहा है and वो गिर जाता है कभी, तो उसे उठने के लिए वो कौन सी चीज है जो उसे काम आती है? It is the knowledge? No, that is not the knowledge. That is the willpower कि जो उसे उठने के लिए वापस मजबूर कर देती है. That you need to work harder and you need to fight with your opponent and you need to win this game. So that is the willpower, and that willpower we do have in ourselves, and everybody do have in themselves. They just need to elaborate that willpower, right? Accordingly, where we need to align that willpower. See, we do have willpower, but we need to align that. We need to focus that on the right perspective. And what is that right perspective? The right perspective is disruptive idea. The second one is to best quality service and product. That I want to provide best quality service and product. Then finance in business. So we need to understand that thing. Like we need to understand finance in business. We need to understand business statistics. We need to improve our skills. We need to improve our knowledge. We need to improve our attitude. Vision oriented strategy actually necessary for every one of us. Like if we don't have precise vision, we cannot build a good empire. So first we need to done with our vision, that we need to definitely build a good vision that can motivate us internally. So to encourage our own self, we need a good vision. Then we need to also focus on the cost cutting. We need to learn about cost cutting as well, and future trend and current problem. See, this is actually necessary. I'll talk to you about this thing at the last of the session, so we'll get more idea about that how to find the ideas for the new businesses, right? Then just think about it, like become a potential performer and come out of your comfort zone. Just think that like this is the normal situation, it where if a rabbit runs behind you, what will you do? Like we'll go ahead with normal speed. We want run as much as we can. What we gonna do now? Just think that the second situation in which a wolf is just behind to you, and in that situation, what we're going to do, we'll give our 100% efforts. Just think the situation in the second scenario. लाइक आप घर पे गए, बहुत थक गए हो, इतना थक गए हो ना कि कोई काम करने का आपको मूड ही नहीं है। अभी आपको घर पे गए और मम्मी ने बोला कि बेटा ये लेकर आओ ना, आप लेकर आएंगे? बिल्कुल नहीं ले आएंगे, बिकॉज वी अंडरस्टैंड दैट लाइक हम तो थक गए हैं, हमारे पास कहाँ टाइम है। लेकिन नाउ जस्ट थिंक दैट अभी किसी की आवाज आई कि मम्मी सीढ़ियों से गिर गई, देन देन वी गेट एक्टिव। सो ये एक्टिवनेस आई कहाँ से? सो ये एक्टिवनेस थी अपने अंदर ही, ये विल पावर था अपने अंदर ही, लेकिन हमने क्या किया कि उसे सिचुएशन के मुताबिक ही बाहर लाए। सो वी नीड दैट टाइप ऑफ सर्कमस्टेंसेस टू डेवलप आवर ओन सेल्फ, टू डेवलप आवर entrepreneurship. So according to me, we definitely need a wolf behind us to become a good entrepreneur, and that we can consider by our own self. So life is going to give you two components. One is heroes, second one is hurdles. Heroes are just heroes, but hurdles are the actual heroes. Imagine a game of video game without any enemy. Would you like to play that type of game? Definitely no. Just imagine a game of football without any goalkeeper. Would you like to play that type of game? Definitely no. We actually need a hurdles that can give us a motivation to work harder and harder. See, one there are saturation points in business, but there are no saturation points in life. So that is necessary for us. Now let's consider for that. Always remember the theory of why worry. Do you have a problem? No? Then why worry? Do you have a problem? Yes. Can you do something about it? Yes. Then why worry? No. Then why worry? See, life is something like this. As according to maths, this A is greater than to B. Like A is more greater than to B. So B equal to 0. So what we can consider by this, like B, we can consider work को इतना बड़ा कर दो कि excuse दिखे ही नहीं। लाइक कहा जाता है ना कि मतलब इरादे में दम होना चाहिए, तो रास्ते अपने आप मिल जाता है, वरना सिर्फ एक्सक्यूज ही मिलते हैं। सो लाइक काम ना करने के लिए हमें हजारों चीजें मिल सकती है, हजारों बहाने मिल सकते हैं, लेकिन काम करने के लिए एक इरादा काफी है। सो दैट इज व्हाट दैट वी नीड, दैट इज व्हाट दैट वी हैव, लाइक द विल पावर that fresher have, the willpower that student have, the willpower that entrepreneur have, the willpower that startup owner do have, and we need to work on that only. Like we need to align that willpower with the right mindset and with the right things, right? Then results. So results को इतना बड़ा कर दो कि आपकी छोटी छोटी मिस्टेक्स दिखे भी नहीं। आज क्या है कि आज काफी सारे लोग हैं, बिजनेस ओनर है, सक्सेसफुल पीपल है, जिनको आप देखते हो, लाइक सी जर्नी इज मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट थिंग। सो रिजल्ट उन लोगों का इतना बड़ा होता है ना कि हमें उनकी छोटी छोटी मिस्टेक्स कहीं पे दिखती भी नहीं है। देन थिंक अबाउट दिस सॉल्यूशन। सॉल्यूशन को इतना बड़ा कर दो कि प्रॉब्लम्स दिखे ही नहीं। जैसे कि एक बार एक पिताजी ने अपने बच्चे को कहा कि जाओ ये टी शर्ट बेच कर लाओ। सो उन्होंने खेल खेल में ही उसे बोल दिया कि टी शर्ट बेच के लाओ। सो बच्चा गया, बच्चे ने जाके मार्केट में मेले में चला गया और वो टी शर्ट बेच के ले आया। सो वो टी शर्ट पहली बार में उसने बेची थी 200 रुपए में। नाउ द सेकेंड टाइम पिताजी ने वही टी शर्ट उसको दी, उसके जैसी ही सेम टू सेम, और उसे बोला कि आप जाओ मार्केट में और यही टी शर्ट को 1,000 में बेच के आओ। अभी 200 रुपए वाली टी शर्ट को 1,000 में बेचने के लिए बोल दिया। तो बच्चा गया मार्केट में, उसने क्या किया, मिकी माउस की पेंटिंग उस पे लगा दी वो टी शर्ट पे, और वो मार्केट में जाके वापिस वही टी शर्ट 1,000 में बेच के आया। और अभी पिताजी ने बोला कि वही टी शर्ट जाओ मार्केट में और 5,000 में बेच के जाओ। अभी 200 रुपए की टी शर्ट 5,000 में बेचनी है। सो दैट इज समथिंग looks like impossible, like illusion to reality, something like that. But in that case, उस बच्चे ने क्या किया, उस बच्चे ने टी शर्ट लिया और एक सेलिब्रिटी के पास चला गया, उसकी साइन उस पे ले ली। अभी क्या हुआ कि वहीं जाके उसने म्यूजियम को बेचा कि इस सेलिब्रिटी की साइन है इसमें, और वो 5,000 में बेच के आ गया। सो व्हाट ही हैड डन इन दैट केस, like he had done work on the solution, not on the problem. Like the problem we can consider it like कि ये टी शर्ट इतने में बिक नहीं सकती, बट बच्चे ने क्या किया, he focused on the solution only. So similarly we are getting many problems in our life, but we need to focus on the solution, and that is actually important for us. Happiness, हैप्पीनेस को इतना बड़ा कर दो कि सैडनेस आपको दिखे ही नहीं। लाइक एक बार एक बंदा कथक सीख रहा है, कथक सीखते सीखते उसे लगा कि मतलब मेरे को कथक आ ही नहीं रहा है। तब उसने अपने टीचर को बोला, लाइक ही इन्फॉर्म्ड हिज टीचर दैट व्हेन आई वुड बी एबल टू प्ले परफॉर्म like your other fellow students. So teacher replied him that when you stop looking at the fellow students. So that is actually necessary for us, that we need to look on our performance, not on the others, right? We'll talk about that as well. So first, remember one thing, that is one word in God's dictionary, that is tathastu. Like if you think that I have bad future, God will say you tathastu. If you think that I have bad future, God will gonna say you tathastu, tathastu. So that is all about the your mindset, that what do you think about it. So see, according to me, जिंदगी अगर बोल पाती तो ये जरूर कहती, ना तो मैं हूं आदर्श, ना हूं मैं यथार्थ, ना हूं मैं प्रकाश, ना हूं मैं अंधकार, ना तो मैं हूं सरल, ना हूं कठिन, मैं तो तेरी सोच का नतीजा हूं, अगर तूने मुझे यथार्थ माना तो मैं यथार्थ हूँ, अगर तूने मुझे आदर्श माना तो मैं आदर्श हूँ, अगर तूने मुझे सरल पाया तो मैं सरल हूँ, कठिन पाया तो कठिन, अगर तूने मुझे प्रकाश माना तो प्रकाश हूँ, अंधकार माना तो अंधकार। मतलब जिंदगी आपसे कह रही है कि मैं तो हूँ तेरी सोच का नतीजा, द मेन इज द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ हिज ओन थॉट्स। सो वी नीड टू फोकस ऑन आवर माइंडसेट, we need to build a good mindset, because see, mindset is more important than the skill set. As being an entrepreneur, our willpower or mindset can give us a long-term vision, and on which we need to work on that, and we need to motivate our own self by our mindset only. So that is actually necessary to keep a right mindset. So how to keep right mindset? So to keep right mindset, we need to work on the questions, that we need to ask a right question to our own self. So what are the right question? It is that, like, see, we can give two questions to ourselves. One, that is the demotivating question, that I'm not getting the success. But the second one, what are the ways that can give me the success? So that is the motivating question to your answer. So we need to work on the motivating question, that what are the motivating question can give us a longer term flexibility and longer term success, right? Then you need to consciously guide your own self, or your surrounding will take charge to drive your own self. See, this is actually necessary for each of us. Many of them, like always, I have guided many people, I have consulted many business owners, but I found one thing, that people are not consciously guiding them on self. That just think that learning is the continuous process, right? So about think that I want to learn a new language. So I have 52 weeks in a year, and in one week I'm just preparing for one sentence, and I'm learning one sentence in one week. Then at the year I would be able to speak 52 sentence of any language which I'm preparing for. So that is the thing, like we need to focus on the consciously guiding on ourselves. If we are not consciously guiding ourselves, our surrounding will take charge. There can be the two friends, like one, चल भाई मूवी देखने जाते हैं, we are ready with that, like चलो जाते हैं, and the another one, he is saying that like चलो ना बिजनेस करते हैं, ये करते हैं, वैसा करते हैं, मतलब he is trying to give you a good idea, but ultimately we focus on the consciousness, and we first directly go ahead with the movie, but we are not, if we are not conscious, then we can like if we are conscious, then we can go ahead with the second one as well, for the ideas, for the improvement, for the learning. So that is actually necessary to consciously guide our own self, right? Problem will be the problem until you don't have the solution. See, this is necessary. There are lots of businesses in market. एक बंदे ने ऐसा सोचा कि पानी बेच के भी पैसा कमा सकता है, किसी ने ऐसा सोचा कि पाउडर बेच के भी पैसा वाला बना सकता है, लाइक वी थिंक दैट लाइक जॉब दे के भी पैसा कमाया जा सकता है, इवन वी डोंट हैव लाइक जिनके वहां पे हम जॉब दे रहे हैं, दे आर दी कंपनीज, एंड दैट कंपनीज आर हायरिंग जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ आवर रेफरेंस. So we are just earning money from the reference. So that are there are lots of business in market, that in which you don't need more money, you don't need more the field knowledge, but you need one thing, that is the willpower and mindset, that you need to do something and you need to work for that, and you need to work harder and smarter both. Not only the harder one, you need to work smarter as well, right? Then see, these three things are actually important for us. I'm going to give you idea about change, challenge, and competition. As Stephen Hawking famously said, that intelligence is the ability to adapt to the change. The first thing, that is the change. Just think that the caterpillar said that like I don't want to go for butterfly, I don't want to change myself, then it won't be possible at all that he can be the butterfly or she can be the butterfly. So that is the reason a caterpillar need to accept the change first. Second, he need to compete or he need to challenge his own self that I want to fly in the air. And then only he need to compete with him own self. So first, change is necessary for each of us. We need to accept or we need to adapt ourselves with the change because intelligent is the ability to adapt with the change. So first, we need to learn many things and we need to change ourselves as well. Like see, as of now, you guys at on webinar an earlier session, like you were in the session and you were in the auditorium mode, something like that. So what we are doing as of now, we are changing with the trends. So we need to accept the same thing with the entrepreneurship as well, that we need to change our businesses, we need to change our ideas, our strategies as according to the change. So we need to work something with the innovation, we need to work with the current trend, we need to challenge our own self that our survival is actually important for us, for society, for nation, and for our family. And for that, we need to challenge ourselves. If you challenge with your own self, then only you'll become a better version of yourself. So we need to challenge our own self that we need to learn a new skill. We need to learn a new business idea. We need to compete with our own self. Like wherever you are as of now, you need to compete with your own self. That you need to work more harder, more smarter, and you need to become a more good. And for that, like you need to compete with your own self, and that is actually necessary. Okay, about our journey, like when we started and where we are as of now. We started in 2016, and at that time, like we are with the small office with 150 square foot. That is something like nothing, right? And at that point, we have adapt in 2017. We have adapt the technology, and we started building SOPs, standard operating process and systems. And at mid of the 2018, we tied up with top premium clients in across India. And after that, like in 2019, we started our office at Gandhinagar location at the second office. And then end of the 2000 starting, our business get considered as a best business of 2019 by best 3 rated a US company. Then 1st January 2020, at my birthday, we introduce new logo, new visual elements. See, visual elements, branding are the crucial part of the business. Like if you are thinking about entrepreneurship, that is not necessary that you just have the idea. You need to work on many, you need to work on the synthesis of the many things. Synthesis of your skills, of your knowledge, of market knowledge, of financial knowledge. You need to synthesis of the current trend, current industries, and the mindset of your target audience as well. So we identify everything, and then we introduce our new logo, new website, new TMS, that is TG management system. And as of now, we are working with the highly AI oriented technology. And the 2nd March, we organize as the best trusted recruitment company, a most trusted recruitment company by Business Connect magazine. And then at the 4th April, 2020, we recognize as a most preferred recruitment company in across India. So that is the recognition comes with the preciseness or the, like we can consider it कि हम लोग कुछ अच्छा कर लिया, but never consider it with your own self. Like consider that you need to achieve many milestone in life. Like अभी तो कुछ पंछी उड़ाया है, पूरी उड़ान बाकी है. So that is necessary for us. Never consider yourself that you are at next point. Never focus on the luxuries and rewards. Focus on the performance. It will give you the new luxuries. But never focus on the luxury. Like entrepreneurs and business owners or startup owners, थोड़े बहुत पैसे आ जाते ही माइंड में ethics चले जाते हैं, ego आ जाता है. So we need to go beyond that ego. हमें ethics पे focus करना है. See, while doing a business, we have many myths. हमारे पास काफी सारे ऐसे myths होते हैं कि कोई मिथ्स ऐसे होते हैं कि हम ये नहीं कर सकते, ऐसा नहीं कर सकते, वैसा नहीं कर सकते. लेकिन कीप योरसेल्फ विद द प्रोडक्टिव पीपल. लाइक Keep yourself in the environment of the productive people, so it will encourage you to give your level best. So that is necessary to consider yourself at the ground level, and that is actually necessary to develop your business, the ethics, humble. And then at 18th September 2020 we considered as a disruptive and dynamic startup by the enterprise world, and that is also the international level startup for us. And then at 25th September, we recognized as a 5 best recruitment consultant in India by CIO Look. And then we consider we launch our new products. Like we have a very good product. Some products are we have introduced in India that are not available with any other companies in India as of now. So we have launched our products on 2nd October 2020, and we have launched some subscription model as well, and some one-time product as well, right? So that is actually necessary. That journey, see about journey, we need to identify one thing. People do not see struggle, they only see the success. But the struggle is the bigger teacher than the success. See, we need to identify one thing. कोई एक जादूगर जादू दिखाता है और हम देख के बोलते हैं 2 मिनट में कि क्या तो बात है, कितना अच्छा जादू सिखाया है इस बंदे ने। पर हम ये नहीं सोचते कि ये 2 मिनट के जादू को दिखाने के लिए उसने 10 साल मेहनत की, 10 साल प्रैक्टिस करके आज 2 मिनट का जादू दिखा रहा है। सो मतलब लोग सफलता नहीं देखते, लोग सिर्फ सफलता देखते हैं, कोई संघर्ष नहीं देखता। लेकिन असलियत में संघर्ष सफलता से बड़ा शीर्षक होता है। सो वी नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई दैट, लाइक वी नीड टू लुक फॉरवर्ड फॉर दी संघर्ष, लाइक लोगों ने क्या स्ट्रगल किया हुआ है। आज अमिताभ बच्चन इतनी ऊंचाइयों पे है, so we are considering that like कि अमिताभ बच्चन इतनी ऊंचाइयों पे है, लेकिन we are not looking at that point कि उन्होंने कितनी मेहनत की है। So we need to, while being a entrepreneur, we need to focus on the journey, that what is the actual journey, and we need to focus on that as well. That only, like just think that the step 1 is struggle, step 2 that is also the struggle, and step 3 that is also the struggle, but the step 4 can be the success. But we focus on the step 4 only, that like ये बंदा है ना इतना बड़ा बिजनेस ओनर बन गया, इनके पास इतनी सक्सेस है, इतना रिकॉग्नाइजेशन है, बट वो सब आया कहाँ से? वो सब आया द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट व्हेन ही स्टार्टेड टू वर्क। एंड हमें उनकी जर्नी पे फोकस करना जरूरी है rather than focusing on the success. So I must recommended everyone to look forward for the journey of the struggle, not the success. Success can be there, but the huge struggle will be there. Just like focus on the performance and identify the others' performance, that how exactly they will become this, right? So that is actually important for us to look forward for the struggle. तो हमें क्या आइडेंटिफाई करना है? हमें लोगों का स्ट्रगल आइडेंटिफाई करना है, लाइक स्ट्रगल क्या किया लोगों ने, और वो यहाँ तक पहुंचने में कितने कितने उन्होंने चैलेंजेस फेस किए, कितनी बार फेल हुए। बिकॉज लाइक सी, मैं आपको एक चीज बताऊं ना, कल मैं अपने एक फ्रेंड से मिला, उस बंदे ने एक बहुत बड़ी इंस्टीट्यूट की, उनकी खुद की एप्लीकेशन थी, लेकिन कोविड की वजह से सब बंद किया, करीबन 1.5 करोड़ का पूरा बिजनेस बंद कर दिया उस बंदे ने। मतलब व्हाट थिंग मैटर अ लॉट, स्टिल he is ready to start a new thing, and that is actually necessary to start a new thing, right? So we need to focus on this struggle, that मेरे को उसमें से क्या सीखने मिला, जो भी मैंने नुकसान किया या जो भी उन्होंने नुकसान किया उसमें से क्या सीखने मिला। Then leaders and warriors are those who are believing in the change, what can be the change, like what can be the change, who are believing in the change, what can be the change. See, this is actually necessary for us to identify the change in market. I had met with many business owners, the big business owner, we can say the leaders of the industry, and I found one thing, that they are working harder and harder when nobody is watching to them. Just think that like एक एग्जांपल आपको देता हूँ। एक बार एक बंदा जिम में जाता था, बहुत एक बड़े बाप की औलाद थी, उसके आसपास 2-3 बॉडीगार्ड रहते थे। सो एक बंदे ने उनका ग्लूकोज की बोतल पकड़ी हुई रहती थी, एक बंदे ने उसका टॉवेल पकड़ा हुआ रहता था, लेकिन स्टिल जो भी मेहनत करनी पड़ रही है, जो भी एक्सरसाइज करनी पड़ रही है, वो तो उसे खुद ही करनी पड़ेगी। सो दैट इज एक्चुअली नेसेसरी कि आपको खुद ही मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, वो आइडेंटिफिकेशन होना और उसके लिए मेहनत करना। कम्युनिकेशन work for those who work for it. So we need to work for anything, like for ourselves we need to work for the communication, we need to work for the skills. So these all are the things that we need to work on. Then a plant, just give me a second. What's the time? Okay, we do have a good enough.
We have 25 minutes, sir.
That's perfect, ma'am.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. All right. See, a plant also has to strengthen its root to become a tree. See, एक छोटे से पौधे को भी पेड़ में ट्रांसफॉर्म होने के लिए अपनी जड़ें मजबूत करनी पड़ती है. So that is actually necessary for each of us to make our foundation better, to make us our foundation stronger. And how can we make our foundation as a stronger one? We need to work on many things, like we need to work on our skill, we need to work on our communication, we need to work on our knowledge, we need to work on our attitude, we need to work on our mindset, we need to work on many things, and we need to understand the actual scenario of the business. So हमें ये identify करना है कि अपने जड़े कैसे मजबूत की जाए, and we need to work for that harder and harder. So first, like I told you, that we'll identify the things that how exactly we can we can identify the business for us. So first, identify the problem. See, बिजनेस को या अपने आइडिया को कैसे फाइंड किया जाए, उसके लिए ये सारे आइडियाज आपको काम आएंगे कि कैसे अपने बिजनेस को फाइंड किया जाए. तो फर्स्ट, आइडेंटिफाई द प्रॉब्लम. पहले तो मार्केट में प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई करें. जैसे कि हमने क्या प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई की, कि हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ रिक्रूटमेंट कंपनीज इन मार्केट हु आर वर्किंग इन दिस फील्ड, बट वी आइडेंटिफाई दैट देयर आर वेरी लेस कंपनीज इन द रिक्रूटमेंट फील्ड. So in the IT field, in the IT recruitment, so we found ourselves better positioning and niche product with the IT companies only. So 90% of our business coming from the IT companies only, and we identify the 10 industry for the upcoming trend. Like हमने ऐसी 10 industry identify की है जो future में trending में होगी. जैसे कि like I was with the VP of Naukri.com. He told me that like जब अर्लियर स्टेज था naukri.com जो जॉब पोर्टल है उसका, उन्होंने मेरे को बताया कि तब उनके पास एक सूटकेस जैसा लैपटॉप रहता था और 10 जन वहां पे इंटरव्यू लेने के लाइक सेल्स कॉल लेने के लिए रेडी रहते थे. कि मतलब एक लैपटॉप है और 10 जन को अलग अलग जगह पे सेल्स कॉल लेने के लिए जाना है. सो एक आएगा, बाद में दूसरा जाएगा, दूसरा आएगा, बाद में तीसरा जाएगा. बट आज वो एक बहुत बड़ा स्टार्टअप हो गया, यह एक बहुत बड़ा बिजनेस हो गया. सो मतलब वन थिंग मैटर्स अ लॉट, कि जब किसी चीज की शुरुआत है ना, तब उसका नेक्स्ट ट्रेंड आप आइडेंटिफाई करो और उसके लिए आज वर्क करो. सो वैसे ही हमने 10 इंडस्ट्रीज मार्केट में से आइडेंटिफाई की है कि जिसके लिए आज हमने वर्क चालू किया हुआ है, और उसी 10 इंडस्ट्रीज में हम वर्क करेंगे. उसके अलावा कोई इंडस्ट्री में हम वर्क नहीं कर रहे हैं. हम लोग इवन 30 to 40% business को आज ना बोल रहे हैं, just because of the industry that we don't need a short term business, we need a long term clients. That like client acquisition cost will be the higher for us, but that is for the longer time. Like the client will stay with us for very longer time. So we identify the problem, that what is the problem in this industry, that people are not providing a good service, or the companies are not getting the talent on time. So we understand this both thing, and we are working with the minimum turnaround time, and we are providing with the highly security and highly quality talent in the market. So Ola, similarly, Ola identify that like बोले टैक्सी का बिजनेस है वो बहुत ही अनऑर्गेनाइज फील्ड है. सो उसे ऑर्गेनाइज कैसे किया जाए. सो उन्होंने इसी चीज पे फोकस किया कि टैक्सी के बिजनेस को ऑर्गेनाइज कैसे करना है, और उन्होंने उसी बिजनेस को ऑर्गेनाइज करने के लिए एप्लीकेशन बना दी. उनको हजारों हर्डल्स आए थे उस टाइम पे जब उन्होंने ये ओला का स्टार्टअप किया, बट ही आइडेंटिफाई दी एवरी हर्डल्स, एंड उन्होंने उस प्रॉब्लम का कंप्लीट सॉल्यूशन निकाला. गिव मी सेकंड. Okay, that's perfect. So identify the problems. That is the first idea of identify your business idea. दैट लाइक आप एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना चाहते हो, अगर आप अपना खुद का बिजनेस चालू करना चाहते हो, तो फर्स्ट थिंग दैट यू नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई द प्रॉब्लम, कि मार्केट में जो भी प्रॉब्लम चल रही है वो आइडेंटिफाई करो और उसमें अपनी सर्विस प्रोवाइड करो। जैसे कि एक प्रॉब्लम है कि लोगों को सबको अच्छे अच्छे कपड़े चाहिए, लेकिन अच्छे अच्छे कपड़े आज लोग खुद के पैसे से लेना नहीं चाहते या उतने ले नहीं पा रहे हैं। सो आप कपड़े रेंट पे देने का बिजनेस चालू कर सकते हो। जैसे बड़े बिजनेस में, बड़े सिटीज में ये होता है सेलिब्रिटीज के कपड़ों के साथ, लेकिन फॉर अ मिडिल क्लास और अफोर्डेबल रेंज देयर आर नो ऑप्शन अवेलेबल विद द सेम। सो ओला का जैसा प्लेटफॉर्म है वैसा ही प्लेटफॉर्म बना सकते हो। सो वी जस्ट नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई द प्रॉब्लम्स, दैट व्हाट आर द एक्चुअल प्रॉब्लम दैट वी कैन फुलफिल बाय आवर आइडिया, राइट? देन पुअर सर्विस, जैसे कि आप चाय के गल्ले पे गए और चाय के गल्ले पे जाके आपने आइडेंटिफाई किया कि देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल कमिंग फॉर दी चाय बट दे आर नॉट गेटिंग दैट। सी कॉफी शॉप्स थी मार्केट में, कॉफी शॉप कैफे सब थे, लेकिन चाय के लिए ऐसा कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है कि जहाँ पे आपको प्रोफेशनलिज्म मिल पाए। सो चायोस और टी पोस्ट ये सब स्टार्टअप ऐसे है कि जिन्होंने पुअर सर्विस को आइडेंटिफाई किया कि मार्केट में जितने लोग पुअर सर्विस दे रहे हैं ना, उसको मेरे को एक लेवल की सर्विस में ट्रांसफॉर्म करना है या क्वालिटी सर्विस में ट्रांसफॉर्म करना है। इन दे आइडेंटिफाई दैट आइडिया फ्रॉम द पुअर सर्विसेज। सो वी कैन ऑल्सो आइडेंटिफाई आवर बिजनेस आइडिया फ्रॉम द पुअर सर्विसेज, दैट आप कहीं पे गए और उनका सर्विस आपको पसंद नहीं है। सो दैट इज ऑल्सो बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी कि इस फील्ड में कोई इतना अच्छा सर्विस नहीं दे रहा है, so I can be the one who can give a quality services for the same that we have done in our business. So we have identified the same thing in the market, that there are very less people are giving a quality services for this. There are people are giving that type of services, but very less are giving a good services. So we work on that service level, that we want to give a good services to our clients, and for that only we are getting this recognition and we are getting our business at next level. Then identify high rates. See, there are lots of business owners are working on this thing. काफी ऐसी कंपनीज है जिन्होंने अपने मॉडल्स को completely बदल दिया है, कि जिन्होंने अपने मॉडल को completely अफोर्डेबल कर दिया है। जैसे कि लाइक आई वाज एसोसिएट विद बड़ा बिजनेस प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, डॉक्टर विवेक बिंद्रा सिंह। उन्होंने जो ट्रेनिंग 12 लाख में या 15 लाख में दे रहे थे, उसी ट्रेनिंग को 36,000 में कन्वर्ट कर दिया है। सो हाउ ही वुड बी एबल टू डू दैट? लाइक उन्होंने उसी चीज को एटिक स्टार्टअप में कन्वर्ट कर दिया। सो देर आर लॉट्स ऑफ strategies from which you can work on the high rates to affordable rates. So हमें इंडिया का मार्केट आइडेंटिफाई करना है। As being an entrepreneur, we need to identify the market कि like इंडिया का मार्केट आज क्या है, कि आज लोगों को अफोर्डेबिलिटी चाहिए विद गुड सर्विसेज। So would we able to provide that type of affordability with good services? So we need to identify that thing first, कि हम लोगों के पास ऐसा क्या आइडिया है कि जिससे हम ऐसी सर्विस प्रोवाइड करेंगे जिसका मार्केट में बहुत ज्यादा चार्जेस है, लेकिन अगर हम वो सर्विस देंगे तो बहुत ही कम चार्जेस में देंगे। कि जो चीज हमने भी की, लाइक हम लोग मार्केट में से बल्क में डेटा परचेज कर लेते हैं और हमारे फ्रेंचाइजीज को वही डेटा, लाइक हमने बल्क में परचेज किया है तो हमें बहुत सस्ते में आता है, और वही डेटा हम अपने फ्रेंचाइजीज को उसने ही रेट में दे देते हैं। तो फ्रेंचाइजीज को जो इंडिविजुअली जाके परचेज करते तो बहुत ज्यादा चार्जेस देना पड़ता, वही डेटाबेस उनको बहुत कम चार्ज में हमारी ओर से मिल जाता है। सो दैट इज एक्चुअली नेसेसरी। सो आइडेंटिफाई द हाई रेट्स टू अफोर्डेबल मॉडल्स, राइट? देन ऑब्जर्व योर सराउंडिंग। सी दिस इज एक्चुअली नेसेसरी टू ऑब्जर्व योर सराउंडिंग, कि अपने आसपास क्या चल रहा है, उसमें से भी बिजनेस आइडियाज मिलने लगेंगे। सो मतलब हमें क्या करना है, अपने ऑब्जर्वेशन को सही कर लेना है, सो हमें आइडियाज अपने आप मिलने लगेंगे। जैसे कि कोई भी चीज आपके पास आसपास कोई भी चीज हो, उसमें से आप बिजनेस आइडिया निकाल सकते हो, बट आपको वैसा माइंडसेट करना पड़ेगा कि इसमें से मैं अपना बिजनेस आइडिया कैसे बना सकता हूँ। जैसे मैंने कपड़े के बिजनेस का एग्जांपल आपको दिया कि सबको आज पसंद है, राइट? देन होपफुल टू रियलिस्टिक। सी आई विश, आई कैन को हमें रियलिटी में आई कैन करना है, और हाउ आई कैन पे थिंक करना है, हाउ एग्जैक्टली। जैसे कि काश मैं हवा में उड़ सकता, सो दैट इज द बिजनेस आइडिया। कि लाइक हम लोग ऐसा कुछ बना सकते हैं कि जिससे लोग हवा में उड़ पाए। काश मैं मतलब कहीं पे घूमने जा सकता बहुत ही अफोर्डेबल रेंज में, सो दैट इज द बिजनेस आइडिया। सो हमें क्या करना है कि आई विश, मतलब जो होपफुल है, लाइक इल्यूजन टू रियलिटी पे फोकस करना है, कि देयर आर सम थिंग्स लाइक दैट वी आर जस्ट सोचते हैं कि काश में ये कर पाता, तो उस काश को हमें बिजनेस आइडिया में बदलना है। So that is also the way that we can develop our own business by thinking at this point. Okay, then innovation, like 2010 से लेके 2019 तक में 60.4 बिलियन डॉलर का इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ है एआई एंड रोबोटिक्स इंडस्ट्री में, एंड खाली 2020 में 50 प्लस बिलियन डॉलर का इन्वेस्टमेंट हो गया AI and robotics industry में. So that is actually necessary to understand about it कि पिछले 9 साल में जितना इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ है उसके आसपास तो इसी एक साल में हो गया है. So what's the drastic change is happening in the industry that everybody are going forward for the technology. लोग आज AI पे फोकस कर रहे हैं, रोबोटिक्स पे फोकस कर रहे हैं और पूरे का पूरा मार्केट सिनेरियो चेंज हो रहा है. और आज हम लोग जो देख रहे हैं उसमें काफी गुना फर्क आ जाएगा आने वाले सालों में. लाइक मेरी एक नई बुक आने वाली है, दैट इज द डिस्कवर द फ्यूचर. सो उसमें हम इन्हीं चीजों के बारे में डिस्कस करते हैं कि आने वाले 10 साल के बाद कैसा रहेगा इंडिया, कैसा रहेगा वर्ल्ड, कैसा देखेगा, वॉर कैसी हो जाएगी, बिल्डिंग्स के रियल एस्टेट बिजनेस कैसे हो जाएंगे, नॉर्मल बिजनेसेस कैसे हो जाएंगे. टेक्नोलॉजी में भी हमें चूज करना पड़ेगा कि कौन सी टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज करें, बिकॉज द फाइंडिंग द राइट टेक्नोलॉजी दैट इज एक्चुअली इंपॉर्टेंट टास्क फॉर अस. टेक्नोलॉजी अभी मार्केट में चाहिए उतनी मिलेगी, लेकिन उसमें से जो फाइंड करना है ना, दैट इज मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट टास्क फॉर अस. कि मतलब मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस है आपके पास और उसमें से कोई एक ऑप्शन आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है. देन रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग. सी
Sir,
ये,
sir,
यस मैम.
sorry for interruption. Could you please say it in English only?
फॉर श्योर,
Like some of the people don't understand Hindi.
फॉर श्योर.
Thank you, sir.
ऑलराइट,
Sorry for interruption.
ऑलराइट. Okay, then like reverse engineering. So reverse engineering is actually important for us. We need to identify that the before that before some time, like there are some people are going to the everybody are going to the restaurant only, and nowadays like everybody are getting the foods at the home. So what Swiggy and Zomato have done, they have done the same thing, that they have done the things that they have done the reverse engineering. What they have done, they have identified that restaurant can be reached at home. So how exactly they have done that thing? By the delivery channel. They have set a good logistic delivery channel by which the people can understand, people can order food online and someone can directly transport that thing to them home. So what Swiggy is doing, Swiggy has any restaurant, or Zomato do have any restaurant? No, they don't have. But what they have a good idea and platform from where people can order the food. So platform, that is actually important business. Platform is actually important business. So create the platform, like create one-stop solution for the anything. Like just think about the Trivago. What Trivago have done? Trivago have done the same thing, that there are lots of sites in market who are providing the hotel booking, but there are only one site who can, at where you can compare about each and every sites. So Trivago will provide you the one-stop solution at where you can directly compare about the things and you can finalize that for which website you need to go for the booking. Same thing about the Policy Bazaar. What they have done, they have identified the same thing, that like Policy Bazaar identified that there are lots of companies, lots of insurances agent are providing insurance policies, but there are only one option as of now. Like there are, we can consider that Policy Bazaar have created a platform where everybody can come and identify, compare the plans, and they can find out the most affordable plan for them on sale. So they have created the platform. So accordingly, we can convert our passion into profession. Just think about the Kapil Sharma. So he had done the same thing, like he had done a passion to profession. So that is actually necessary for us. So to work on that, like these are the ideas from which we can identify the our business idea. So there are some people want to understand with this session, because I was in Hindi. So let's consider it. Let's give me the review about it. So first, that's identify the problem. So you need to identify problem from the market and you need to work on that particular problem and you need to find out the solution so that you can find out your business idea out of that. The second one, that is the poor services. So you need to identify the poor services from market. Just think about the tea seller. Like if you are going at any tea store, you'll find out that there are no service or no quality in the services provided by the tea store. So what Chayos in tea post startup have done, they have provided the same unorganized sector to organized sector, and they are providing the same thing with the good services, and they are not doing anything extra than them. But as I have informed you that leaders or winners don't do different things, they do things differently. So they have done the same thing with this high rated services. Like there are many services in the market who are providing high rated services. So just think about the airlines. There are many airlines are providing high rate tickets, but some of the airlines have done the same things over here. They have created affordable airline tickets. So that is actually necessary to work on the rates, that you are creating something in affordable range. And then observe your surrounding. So you need to observe your surrounding, that you can get the idea by your surrounding. Just identify the nice P analysis: need, interest, concern, expectation, and problem. So from that also you can identify from your need that what do you need in regular manner. So identify that can be the business. Like if you need a toothpaste in regular manner, the toothpaste can be the business. Then hopeful to realistic, like I wish I can to how I can. So just think about that. Like I'm hopeful that I would be able to do that. So that can be the business. Like just think that I would be, would be able to do fly in the air. So that can be the business, that you can build something from which you can fly in the air. So that can be the business. So we need to work on the illusion to reality or hopeful to realistic. So that can be the business idea for the entrepreneur. Then on the innovation. So we can focus on the innovation as well, right? Let's consider, go ahead. Highest quality of the entrepreneur is they are working harder when nobody is watching to them. See, this is actually necessary for each one of us. Like we need to identify the problem. We need to identify the work that we want to do. In that case, like I have seen many people who are working harder and harder and harder, but we are focusing on one thing only, that is the success that they are getting. But we need to focus that the one who are working harder, but we never seen them struggle, we need to focus on that struggle actually. So the leaders, true leaders, are working harder when nobody is watching to them. So accordingly, as being a startup owner, as being a student, as being a professor or workaholic, we need to work harder when nobody is watching to them. This is not something like that, like we need to work harder when everybody is watching to us, and we need to work harder for the money only. We need to work harder for our own self, for our future, right? So let's consider it from the starting, and I'll give you some idea about it. Saraswati ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Everything going well right now?
Yes, sir.
Should I continue with the same in English?
Yes, sir. Yes,
for
sir.
the review only, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's perfect. See, we work hard to get, see why we do work hard. We work hard to get money. We work hard for the food. We work hard for the love, and we work hard for the appreciation and respect. So we ultimately work hard for these three things, like to get success, to get happiness, and to get peace. So we need to identify these three things, like to get success. So there are lots of people want to be success in their own life, and they are doing very hard work for the same. They are doing a morning 9 to evening 10 or 11 work for the happiness and for the success. But there are some people, just consider the monk sitting in the Himalaya. Why they are working harder? Just because of the peace. So that is actually necessary. So identify that why we are working harder to get success, to get happiness, and to get peace. And these are the people who are working harder in the market. Like just think that about the rickshawala, then think about the any labor work. So they are working harder, but are we considering them as a successful, happy, or peaceful? No, we are not considering them, because what we consider them as a successful. And the reason behind that, like they have done something with this smart work. So as winners don't do different things, they do things differently. So what Big Basket have done, what Oyo have done, what Nirma have done, or what TGHR have done, that are the things that people wants to understand, that by the small work also you can build a good business. Like from the detergent selling, Karsan Patel have built a Nirma. From by selling the Parle-G become a good brand in market. By selling a biscuit only, by selling a water bottle, Bisleri have become a 70% market size owner in the water selling, in the drinking water selling. So that is actually necessary to identify our work. So what is the smart work? So for smart work, you need to work on the right direction with right method. So I have identified some things that like the startup owners or business owner or the freshers are actually facing in market or lack of with these things. So what are that? There are investment in finance, field knowledge, problem solving skill, managerial skills, and people skill, and the long term vision, that they want to see the future for a long term vision. Because there is one thing, there is unconditional transaction period on which we need to work. So what is the unconditional transaction period? Just think about a child who are just think that uh, if you gonna fail in anything, the reason you're going to stop that thing within a very short time. Just think about the Thomas Alva Edison, what he had done. He had failed for 90 many times, like we can consider that 99999. So he had failed that many times, and after that he became a success. But most of us are failing at this moment only, that we are failing for 5 or 10 times and we stop that. But because we don't have a longer term vision, because business requires a time. And normally unconditional transaction period is 3 years. So we need to give our 3 years to our business idea, and we need to be ready with the finance knowledge for the same. Like we need to identify the same and what we have, like these are the things that we don't have, but we do have a willpower. But the bitter truth is, the willpower is aligned with a wrong criteria, a wrong mindset. I want to earn more money. But rather than that, we need to focus our willpower on, rather than money, we need to focus on destructive idea. We need to focus on the quality product. We need to focus on the finance and business. And we need to focus on the like improvement of our own skills. Then we need to focus on the long-term strategies, cost cutting, and the finance in business and the future and current problems, right? Then about the situation, like I have given you idea about this situation, that there can be the two situation. The first, the normal situation, but the second one, that is the tough situation in which you'll get your 100% efforts, right? So that is necessary to consider, to put yourself in the different type of tough circumstances, and that can give you the internal motivation to become a good with your own performance. So potential performance, that is actually necessary, and never expect comfort and growth both together, because that is not possible. If you want to grow and grow and grow, you need to focus, you need to compromise with your comfort, you need to come out of your comfort. So if you want to go ahead and ahead, you need to identify that comfort and growth are not proportional to each other. Then like these are the things that I have explained you in English only, so you'll get identified. And then why worry about this? So why worry theory is actually important, and you can go ahead with the market, like you can search the same thing on the Google as well. Just give me a second. Question can be posted in question answers. Okay, so let me consider fill this thing, and we'll go ahead with the question answer. Okay, so this is the A is more greater than B. Give me a second. Okay, so identify the work, like work, what you can do, you can give your 100% efforts to your work. So excuse can be the zero. So you can give your efforts towards the results, so mistake can be the zero. If you are bigger with the solutions, the problem will surprise, like problem will get recessive, and solution will get dominant by them on automatically. But you need to focus on the solution rather than the problem. And happiness is actually important in life. So rather than focusing on the sadness, the increase the level of happiness inside you by your mindset. So the sadness can be the zero, right? Okay, then you need to consciously guide your own self, or your surrounding will take charge to guide your own self. So focus on this thing, that from now on you need to consciously guide your own self and focus on that only. Okay. Saraswati ma'am.
Sir, yes, sir.
So can we go ahead with the question answer?
Yes, sir. So if anyone has any questions, please post it in the
Just give me a
Q&A.
second.
Sir, we have one question, sir.
Okay. Where they are posting the questions, is that in chat session?
Yeah, Miss Harini has posted in chat session, sir. So she was
What was
asking,
the question?
even though we make strength to our business, there might be some effect or defect to the business.
So we need to be ready for the same. Like we need to ready for the both situations. Like we need to identify the up and downs of the business, and it will be there. So what we need to do? See, we need to accept that thing first. That is a process of ACR. First, accept the unchangeable. There are many things in market. What can be the unchangeable? So first, accept the unchangeable. Second, change the changeable. So what can be changed? What you would be able to change. And third, that is remove the unchangeable. See, if you have done everything to change your effects or defects, but at the last point of time, if you want to be able to change that thing, remove the unchangeable. Like just think that, like you are doing one business, and in that business you have done everything that you can do, and still you are not able to succeed in that business. So that is the time to change your business, right? So focus on your mindset, that like you need to work on different things. So that is actually necessary. Any other question, ma'am?
Yes, sir. From Miss Priyanka. Sir,
Okay.
could you please talk a little more about reverse engineering and its working mechanism?
Okay, that's perfect. Reverse engineering is actually important. Like in manufacturing business, how exactly they are building a product. Just think about the China, what they have done. They have done the reverse engineering only. They have identified, just think that Apple have built a one phone. China got that phone with them, and they do the reverse engineering on that particular thing, that they identify the product, and they do they uh, publish the replica of that phone by them on. So they have done the reverse. They have done this thing by the reverse engineering only. But at about the business perspective, what we can do, we can identify the reverse engineering by each and everything. That just think that we are getting ill, about the sickness, and we are going to the doctor. So now we can think about it like a doctor can be come at our home, and he can serve to us. So that can be the business idea. So the reverse engineering, you can allow that at every point of life. So by to building that type of business, you can identify the reverse engineering. That just think about the things like Urban Club, what they have done. We need to go to the salon. Now salon are coming to our home. So that is the professionals are coming at our home. So that is the business. So that is the reverse engineering. Clear with that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any other question?
No, sir. Is there any other questions? Please post it in Q&A. If there are any more questions.
Question can be posted in question answer session. Someone write within that. Okay.
So meanwhile, let me thank you for the wonderful session, sir.
Thank you.
So actually, I myself, like I have enjoyed when you are explaining about hard work, smart work, and also especially like focusing on the solution.
Right.
You have given very good examples on that. So it was a totally enlightening session, sir.
Thank you.
You
Thank you,
talked
ma'am.
about entrepreneurial mindset and how to find the opportunities and generate the opportunities and all. It was like wonderful session, sir.
Thank you. Someone have question in that.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kashyap, what is success according to you?
Okay. See, success, that is can be totally depends on the person. Like if you are going for office and you reach at office, that is the success. So at this spiritual point of time, you can think about it like the success is whatever you are doing and you are alive with that thing, that is the success. Like at the end of the day, there are lots of people are suffering with the corona and they get dead with the same like us, but you are alive, so that is the success. So success can be the different with each and every one. So I hope, Kasif, you are clear with the same.
Sir, another question from Ms. Harini. Sir, how did you get this idea to come up with?
Okay, see, I was working with the mission that I want to create a maximum employment and maximum leaders in the society. And that's the only reason for that we are working this consultancy and we are building our business at the next level. And what we are doing, we are providing franchises in across India to provide maximum employment in society. And we are also working the same thing that we are approaching US companies, Australian companies and Canadian companies to invest in India. So like what they can do, they can hire people in India with reference of ours. So that is like we are come up with this idea by our vision only. So we first develop our vision and then we develop our business.
Are there any more questions, please? You can post it right now.
I think all of
Yes.
are done with the questions.
Yes, sir. So I would
Right.
like to thank you one more time for the wonderful session.
Thank you, ma'am. And
And
thank you for the opportunity, by the way. I can really appreciate the Amity University team, you guys, Dr. Krishna Mohan, Professor Krishna Mohan, because he had coordinated a lot.
yes,
So